Hi everybody, and welcome to the home of the Melon Patch Players, Leesburg's hometown community theater since 1951. Founded upon the suggestion of local junior women's club members, the Melon Patch Players' first productions were rehearsed and performed at community centers and local schools. Then in 1955, the city of Leesburg granted the organization a 99-year lease to the former property of the original Leesburg High School. There's even still a plaque memorial on the front of our current building to mark the site. Originally known as the Little Theater, this venue has remained the permanent home of the Players for the last 7 decades. Over the next several minutes, we'll give you an unprecedented virtual tour into the facility, offering you both a patron's perspective and a behind-the-scenes look into what it takes to put on a show. This is the first sight to greet you as you enter the Melon Patch Theater. The lobby is home to our box office counter, concessions counter, as well as a place to cool off, relax, and meet with friends before the curtain goes up. Decorating the lobby is a mix of tributes to both the past and the present, including posted announcements for our current season, a display case featuring official pronouncements, trophies, and accolades, along with a memorial to co-founder Sarah Barkus, for whom we have named our annual award ceremony the Sarahs. A gallery of lifetime members, an honor which cannot be bought or sold at any price, but rather earned through invaluable voluntary contributions toward improving the Players. As well as our formal mission statement and a listing of our most generous donating members of the current season. Our box office counter is a central hub here in the lobby, where you can both purchase tickets and collect pre-purchased tickets, as well as gather information on upcoming events. If you find you're in need of refreshment while attending a show, stop by the concessions counter, where we offer a variety of light snack fare and beverages on a donations-only basis. We typically suggest $1 an item, but really, that's up to you and how generous you feel. All the donations collected go straight back to the theater to maintain the facility and production costs. Just please don't bring any food or drinks back into the auditorium. We like to try to keep our patch cleaner, and also greener. The patch is very proud to offer recycling options in the main lobby. Check out the posted signs for further details next time you're here. In this corner of the lobby on show nights, our volunteers await you for a 50-50 opportunity drawing, with half the pot going to the winning ticket, the other half returning to the Melon Patch Theater, once again to help cover production cost and facility maintenance. The Melon Patch is an IRS-recognized 501c3 nonprofit organization. In other words, most of our funding comes directly from patrons just like you, in addition to civic funding, grants, and donations. Need to take a moment to refresh? Don't worry, our facilities are just down this hallway, but while you're down there, make sure you stop and take a look around. With around 400 full-length productions staged in our 70-year history, the Melon Patch honors its legacy and valued sense of community with cast photos from every show to date adorning our archives hallway. So I'm sure you're wondering by now, why are we called the Melon Patch? No, we've never grown pumpkins on our properties, but historically, Leesburg was considered the watermelon capital of Florida, and for decades, melon festivals were held annually in honor of that top agricultural crop. When the group was formed in the early 1950s, a contest was held. The winning selection for the new organization? The Melon Patch Players. In the words of a very popular Broadway show, this is the room where it happens. The auditorium can seat over 200 patrons per performance, along with our volunteer team of front-of-house staff. That's more people at one show than even in some off-Broadway theaters. If you look up at the sides of the auditorium, you'll also catch a glimpse into the past. Those squares on the wall cover up the original ventilation openings, which kept the room cool prior to the installation of central AC in 1972. Now that you've had a chance to see the theater from a patron's perspective, let's go behind the curtain to show you how a production is staged and all the backstage elements which most of our guests never get to see. One of the most common questions we're asked is, where do you find your talent? The answer? Community members just like you. The Melon Patch offers an open-door auditions policy, welcoming both new and familiar faces alike. What follows is a 6 to 8 week rehearsal process, typically meeting after hours on weekdays, as all of our performers and backstage technicians function on a strictly voluntary basis. That's right, we are a true community theater. Here in the green room, our actors and technicians can relax, bond with their peers, and prepare for what comes next during the quiet moments of a show. From this corner of the stage, our stage managers call the show. In other words, they inform the other technicians when it's time to change lights, sound, and move set pieces, as well as coordinate the actors coming on and off the stage. And where exactly will you find the technicians? While some are backstage, others are directly above you and behind you. From this hidden loft above the house at the back of the auditorium, our technicians run the light and sound for the shows. Light and sound cues are programmed in digitally and run using professional performance software. With our consolidated technology, often we only need 1 or 2 people to oversee the tech board operations. From their upstairs vantage points, the volunteer technicians are able to preset and operate 32 channels of MPX format lights, another 32 channels of sound which feed into monitors both on stage and off, and, if needed, control an additional 8 sound channels for personal microphones, though those are rarely used or even needed in our space. Hidden above the auditorium and only accessible from the sound booth is a large attic crawl space, now primarily housing ductwork, but used in the past as additional storage area for costumes and props. And speaking of costumes, the Melon Patch features 2 shared dressing room spaces where our actors come to relax, prepare, and to change. During showtime, these racks are filled with costumes designated for the performers. If you've ever stopped to marvel at the costuming scene on the Melon Patch stage, you've probably wondered where it comes from. Very rarely does our theater rent costumes from outside sources. The vast majority of our clothing items are either collected as joint efforts by cast and crew, pulling from personal wardrobes or borrowing from partner locations, or, in the event of a truly demanding necessity, either purchased outright or constructed by hand from scratch, thanks to the efforts of some truly amazing individuals. But many of our pieces did in fact begin life as donations, dropped off by patrons or provided by community members and local vendors. Following the closing of each production, the collected inventory is carefully overseen, cleaned between uses, and systematically stored by theme, size, and gender for future wear. This hidden corner may look like chaos, but out of chaos comes magic. All the sets that you see here at the Melon Patch Theater are built right here on our stage. Scenic construction is some of the heaviest lifting that goes into any production, with designs and layouts varying from show to show, requiring a keen eye to manage materials and salvage as many as possible for later repurposing. The lumber is largely provided through Romac Building Supply, who also generously served as show sponsor for the record-breaking 2019 musical Footloose. Once the platforms, stairs, and walls have all been assembled, then comes the next major challenge, dressing the set. As with our costumes, the Melon Patch is fortunate to have a readily available inventory of donated and previously built furniture and other small property items at hand. The level of detail behind a set design is often dependent upon working around current activities in the theater and capabilities of our available crew members. But it's as Helen Keller once said, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." We are always so grateful to our technical volunteers who help to build sets, create costumes, hang lights, and other important necessities. Even if you have no personal desire to be on stage yourself, it's one of the greatest ways you can contribute to the theater. Watch for our announcements on social media the next time we are hosting a volunteer day. For the last several years, we have invited you to come see what's growing at the Melon Patch. But this year, we'd like to take it a step further and invite you to be a part of what's growing. There's so many ways you can help make your presence felt and known. Here's just a few examples. Become a member of the Melon Patch. Members' annual contributions help to fuel our productions, along with providing in turn to our members season-long perks such as discounted or free tickets, complimentary monthly mailings, and annual voting privileges. Become a regular volunteer. Besides the obvious regular auditions, we're always in need of front-of-house help, backstage hands to assist with the technical elements, and individuals willing to be on the ground serving as voices for the Melon Patch in your own local communities. Purchase an ad space in our playbills. For a one-time fee, your ad will appear in full color print for the entire duration of a season, with the possibility of reaching up to 10,000 patrons in the Central Florida region. But if you'd like even more exposure than just an ad space, try becoming a sponsor of a show or a season. Our sponsors' generosity helps to cover many of the critical and more costly budgetary needs behind putting on productions. Becoming a sponsor also means recognition on all related print and social media for that show, recognition at the show itself, a guaranteed playbill ad space for the rest of the season, and complimentary tickets to the show being sponsored. Or you can simply make a donation. It doesn't have to be a large one either. Next time you're at the Melon Patch, bring $1 for the refreshments counter, or purchase a 50/50 ticket. If you're feeling especially generous though, don't forget that as a registered 501c3 nonprofit, any voluntary financial contributions made to the Melon Patch could be considered as tax deductible. And there you have it, an insider's look behind the scenes at the Melon Patch Theater. I'm sure you have plenty more questions though. The easiest way to get those answers? Come visit us for yourselves. We're located near downtown Leesburg at 311 North 13th Street. You are always welcome to drop in during our business hours on the weekdays. Just ring the doorbell, someone will come to greet you there. If you've never been before, now's the perfect time to get your Flex Pass, season subscription, or individual tickets for our upcoming productions. Give us a call at the box office or visit us online. There are no additional fees for online ticketing purchases. And to our return visitors, we always like to remind you that word of mouth is the best form of advertising. So please, tell a friend, or even better, bring a friend next time you come to see us. Hopefully we will see you soon at the Melon Patch.